training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Hey, Brown 80! Check, 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 check!
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go, let's go.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Rivers hands off to Eckler, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Load it. Wait, 89.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time, but it's going to be 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Eckler. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check, 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 check. Hey, Rocket.
Play fake. Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Ready, round 80. Cluster. Hey, pick your game up.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, Flacco. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Charger TD. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick-6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Flacco from the gun. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. For the sideline, that's taken in by Allen. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Rivers, and he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Rivers from the gun on third down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 4th touchdown on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0.
That's the score. Chargers 21, Broncos nothing. Mike Badgley set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Flacco. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 21-0 our score after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Flag 15! You must be getting tired of seeing me.
A first down throw here for Rivers. It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. Touchdown, L.A. Phillip Rivers with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Broncos take over.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First down, Denver.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7, forthcoming. Derwin James, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up from his safety spot to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Passing play. Flacco. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They toss to Freeman. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Returning, it's Benjamin. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Black and
The Charger drive about to get going. The ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Riddick. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
I want to go load it. Load it.
Now Riddick. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
390. Check, 47. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Slam.
The first carry for Josh Adams. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Look at this, a tight end carry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Check.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey.
3rd and goal for Rivers. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. A 4th touchdown pass there for Phillip Rivers as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A 2nd down carry for Booker. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Freeman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now Benjamin. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string. Together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Flacco. Here's Booker on the catch. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Don't be
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Flacco, and that is incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. Spotted at the 6-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And his first throw here is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And he's able to get it out of there. It's fielded at the 45. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Flacco. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Booker. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now it's Freeman. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
57. Here we go, D.
3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. That's complete to Meredith. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cameron Meredith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will shave one more off this lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Don't get nervous.
Now Stick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. A shotgun throw for Stick. Open man, it's Allen. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Well, that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Off play action, it's Stick. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Go.
On the ground, it's Reddick. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, it's Stick. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Oh, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Here's Adams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 17-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Let's go, D, let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Stick. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 11. That's caught over the middle by Fant. looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Flacco from midfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long. Here's Flacco. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 40. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets going. And when he does it, it's felt by the rest of the team. And they're feeling it in this one because right now they're trailing.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Flacco now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Booker. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On 2nd and 12, Flacco. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joey Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Big stop, G. Big stop.
Trying to power it ahead with one. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On 2nd and 10, it's Stick. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Here's Stick, 3rd and long. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 1, Flacco, his throw incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's got Hireman. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jeff Hireman, 77 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Switch. Alert flare.
Stick from the gun, escaping the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
61, matchbox lights. Lee Griffin.
They run on 2nd down with Adams. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to drop something good here on 3rd and 13.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Mike 57, Mike 57. All right, T, let's check 37, check 37.
Third down, Flacco from the gun. He's going to let it fly. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now Adams, and he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Adam Gotsis, the big Aussie, in on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup.
Check Mike 34.
It's second
Mike
and
34.
goal.
I don't think you got it, son. Check 26, check 26.
Again, here's Adams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. Riddick with a carry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. The Chargers on third down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is third and